Welcome to the EVagabond video blog. This is episode number 7. Oregon Coast begins. Oh no! Internal combustion engine, ICE, blocking the charger. And I told them so and they didn't care. Oh look, well that's an electric vehicle. They just got to the charger before I did. That's also in Tillamook at the Fred Meyer, Tillamook. So that was the Tillamook Creamery that was iced, blocked by an ice. And this is at the Blue Heron Creamery, where there is an available charger. Hooray! Oh, and look, there's a Tesla charger right next door. They got these cute little buildings for their chargers. So it took me 3 chargers in Tillamook, but I found one. Highway 101 South, on the Oregon Coast, south of Yachats, approaching Sea Lion Caves. Word to the wise, you don't want to overnight too close to the Beautiful scenic drive. I was thinking of spending the entire day in Yachats. It seems like a nice little town. My usual overnighting spot has been taken over by RVers. And I didn't want to stay in a church parking lot. Sometimes those are a nice spot to sleep over if you don't, make a habit of it. But it was Saturday night, and I did not want to be in the church parking lot on a Sunday morning. I didn't want anyone to feel put out by my presence, so I parked overnight at the library, because the library is closed on Sundays. If you want to park in some random place, it helps to not look like an RV, a little tiny Fiat. Well, who would sleep in that? And I do pop the hatch, but I try to close it part way so it's not real obvious, sticking up in the air. And then, I roll in late and I roll out early. This morning I rolled out about 6:45 before it was really daylight. So not too many people had much of a chance to feel put out by me parking for a few hours and sleeping in front of the library after charging my car on the EV network. 38 degrees, no ice on the blanket, but pretty windy. And that's why I decided to keep moving, because it's just not really beach weather. And that was my main reason to want to stay in Yachats. Day was to enjoy the beach. So instead I'm moving on to the very next stop, which is 20-something miles. So it's real close, and I'm leaving with, I think a 99% charge. I'm running the heat. I'm not really bothering with the hypermiling. I'm driving kind of slow because I don't want the camera to fall over on this windy road. There's the beach. Can you see it? Oh, so beautiful. Spectacular. I've said the word beautiful a lot on my video blog. Spectacular! So yeah, next stop is the Three Rivers Casino. I'm not a big fan of casinos, but I appreciate that it has pulled a lot of people out of poverty. And I appreciate that a lot of casinos have EV chargers. This particular EV charger on the AV network, so I already paid for it, has what I call the bonus outlet. It has an additional 110 outlet just sitting there for your random use. And so, if you're driving an EV and you're charging your car, you might want to charge your phone or your tablet or your camera battery. In my case, you might want to plug in your tiny oven and have a hot breakfast. And I'm telling you, that sounds really good to me right now. I brought as a, vagabond, not a tourist. As a vagabond, I brought a lot of food from home. My Yeti cooler is packed with perfectly sized and shaped Pyrex dishes for putting in this little oven, and I froze most of them so they'd keep longer. Refroze my ice at my cousin's place. Took a nice hot shower. Enjoyed the luxuries of indoor plumbing. And now I am ready to heat up a meal. And for that I need the random wall outlet. So I am heading for the Three Rivers Casino. Charge up my car, heat up my meal, eat some breakfast, boil some water, make some tea, things like that. So, rules of travel. Another one of my rules of travel is if I'm not driving it, I'd better be charging it. And none of these rules are exactly hard and fast, but generally speaking, if I'm not driving, I am charging my car. And sometimes I make an exception just to sleep. So I'm not in a big rush this time. I'm not going all that far. So everything that I do while traveling that's not driving, with the exception sometimes of sleeping, I'm doing while the car is charging. So the first thing I want to do when I stop the car is plug it in. Once the car's plugged in, I mean, this is just good use of time efficiency. Plug in the car right away. Then go look for a restroom or a restaurant or coffee place or tourist trap or, library, whatever it is that you're looking for. Strip mall, shopping, glory, before you go looking for these things. Plug in the car, and then you got some time, and the car tells me how much time I have approximately, so I'll be like, okay, well, I got 2 hours, I'm gonna go find a restroom and take a little walk, so some of the things I've done on the trip so far are take walks, practice musical instruments, heat up food, eat meals, talk to strangers about electric cars, because people will come up and ask. Repack the car. What else have I done? Take pictures, shoot video. I'm shooting a lot of video when I'm not driving, and sometimes when I am driving. Making the most of my time. Or, just standing and staring because I'm tired. Or sitting and staring because the weather's bad and in the car. Oh, I played pinball. Played pinball a couple of times. I'm kind of a pinball fanatic. And, I got high score number 1 on the Batman machine in Taft, Oregon. You feel free to go beat my high score. In case you're wondering. Anyway, not to brag, just a fact. Someone will bump it off soon enough. I'm not that worried about it. But, I easily spent 2 hours playing pinball because I really like pinball. And, it's pretty different from sitting in the car driving, standing up playing pinball. And, I played for quite a while on my $2. So for the Vagabond in me, it's a pretty cheap date. Makes the time go by when I'm charging the car and I'm too cold or too tired or whatever to do something more productive, maybe. End of the day, pinball! So now I'm enjoying the open road on a Sunday morning. Daybreak, and this is part of what makes it worth it for me is, my car's quiet, it's not stinky, I can really enjoy the scenery when there's not a lot of other cars on the road. I like to get on the road early in the morning, partly for this reason. This is my preference. But last night I was on the road till about 9:30. Partly because I got a pretty late start in the day, but also because I wanted to get somewhere where sleeping might not be an issue. Some towns are more vagabond friendly than others. If you're charging your car, you can be sleeping. Who cares, right? But once the car's charged, this is an important note. EV etiquette. When your car is done charging, move your car. Do not leave your car parked in front of the charger when you're not charging. This should be obvious. You don't want to go to charge your car and find someone's non-charging car just sitting there because they're too lazy or selfish or ignorant or whatever their problem is to go move their car promptly. I mean promptly. This is important. So, my car finished charging at about midnight, and I got out of bed and moved my car. This isn't about me. This is just what you do. You get your car out of the way. I didn't figure anyone was going to pull into Yahats at midnight to charge their car, but I don't know that, and I've done it, so, think for a second. Think for a second. You don't want people leaving their cars, so don't do it. Move your car when it's done charging. I know it's inconvenient, and last night it was in the 30s and really windy. I didn't want to get out of bed, but too bad. I got up and moved my car. So, please do the same. Please do not block chargers with your internal combustion engine car. I mean, ever. I mean, not for 30 seconds. Please just don't do it. And please don't block chargers with your hybrid or super efficiency car or your EV, because sometimes chargers are few and far between and we need them. My car was telling me there might be ice on the road because it's hovering around 37 degrees, and that's when that little alarm goes off. 37 degrees, might be icy. Hey, Tillamook Creamery. This is how it's done. Charging lease at the Three Rivers Casino. Got my single burner propane stove going and my enamel tea kettle. It's struggling a bit because it's windy. There's the flags waving. Hey, windy. It's not as windy as it was in Yahats though. And I'm just kind of standing here blocking the wind. Anyway, here is the random wall outlet I was talking about, right here with the car chargers. So clearly it is there for our use, and I appreciate that. Heating up my breakfast in my little oven. Beautiful morning, there's the moon, foggy, sand dunes. Welcome to the Three Rivers Casino. So next I charge in Port Orford, where there are always off-leash dogs, sometimes threatening, not so threatening today. There's the charger. There's also often staring smokers. Smoking, staring, smoking. Not this time, though. So Port Orford charger is not really one of my favorite places, though it is off the road a little bit. The EVagabond video blog is brought to you by the Daofawu Monastery, offering non-denominational monastic living in a rural environment in Nooksack, Washington. Thank you for watching.